Hi, it's Ryane. Are you having a good evening? I hope so. I want to just check in with you and see how your day's going. I just got off of the Inner Circle bonus number 2 call, which was really fun. I'm having such a good time um, exploring this new offering that I have called the Inner Circle. But that's not why I came on. I did come on because I am now awake, clearly. This was at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We just got off maybe like 10 of 10. And usually what has happened by this time of the evening is I'm in front of my desk, most likely in the window of almost having fallen asleep. That's what's happened the last 3 nights. But now I am like definitely awake and I'm walking the house and I'm talking to myself. And as I'm talking to myself, what I'm actually doing is talking to you. So I was like, well, let me just push the record button and actually talk to you. So this is what I was saying. It's been a really interesting day to have a conversation around distracted Dion. Do you remember her? Around waiting for perfect Penelope. Do you remember her? Okay. And also, we have our friend, Imposter Inez. Did you meet her? She came out. I think she might have come out maybe today. So here's the thing. Those 3 ladies, she can be combined all in one. They will keep you playing small. Those shadows will keep you doing less than your brilliance. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. That you can do this process. It's what I call the inner work process. Now I can't say that I made up that term, but what I can say is that this inner work process works. It works because what winds up happening is you begin to realize what you're actually thinking about and what you're believing about and what you are holding yourself back based on those beliefs. And it becomes a point where you recognize that and then you learn what to do about that. And you do that over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over and over and over and over. And it does become more integrated into your life. And once you've made the transformation into being able to hear your thoughts, right? And be able to say, I'm thinking and believing myself out of my goals, out of my dreams. And I actually have dominion over that. I can actually change the way that I think. I can change the way that I feel so that eventually I do think and feel differently about my goals and dreams, and I actually am taking action on them and I'm gaining momentum on them and I'm creating them. What that doesn't mean is that things will happen in your life. Of course, it means that you'll have to do work. It means that you'll have to do. Yes. It does mean, though, that what you're doing is aligned with what you want to be doing. That seems pretty important because if you're not doing what you want to be doing, chances are you're also suffering. Or at a minimum, you feel stagnant and stalled, and I hate that for you. So it'd be great if you could really figure out what your passion and purpose is and figure out how to monetize it and do it. That doesn't mean you have to start your own business. It means that you could switch careers or pivot up into the career where you already are. It could mean so many things, but at least you are doing what you want to be doing. That's a great start. Okay, so this is the other thing that I was thinking about. and I've been thinking about this like actually all day in preparation for the inner circle, is this idea of an exercise that I could offer, like in today's conversation right now, that could help you ground what I'm saying. Okay, so I kind of came up with this equation as an exercise. So walk through it with me. Okay, so I want you to imagine something that you want, something that you desire for your life. Now, I'm not saying a car, a house. Those are things that you would be able to purchase, perhaps, by doing this thing that I'm talking about, like this thing that you want. I'm talking more about like, what do you want to be creating your lifestyle around, or as an integral part of your lifestyle? How do you want to be expressing yourself in a way that you're not right now? Now, that could be physicality. I mean, it could be something like perhaps you want to lose weight. A lot of examples I use are career and entrepreneurial focus, but it could be any change that you want to make. So that's the kind of focus I'm talking about. So bring that to mind. Think about that thing. Like really think about that. Kind of breathe into it. Is it that you want to create a business around an idea that you have? Is it that you want to pivot from one career that you've spent a lot of time developing into something else? Is it that you feel that you have an expertise in an area that you may feel undervalued in, or that you want to actually maybe stand in your own worth around? What is it that you want that you have not achieved, right? That you're like working towards, or you're procrastinating or stalling on? That thing, do you have that thing? Okay, so when you have that thing in mind, take that thing, and I want you to think about why you don't have it. What is it? What is causing you not to have that thing? Okay, and write that down, or jot those things down. Like, is it that you have, you don't have enough money so that you can't invest in what you want? Is it that you don't have enough time to develop a skill in a certain area? Is it that you don't have enough resources? Is it that you have a family and so you can't just pivot from one thing to the next? Is it that you don't have a clue as to what steps to take? Like, what's causing you to not move forward? So it could be like, I want this thing, but I can't have it because. Okay. Now, here's the thing that I really want to impress upon you. The thing that you wrote down, that's the thing that's going to keep you, your relationship with that thing is what's going to keep you out of your dream. It's not necessarily going to be that thing. It's going to be your relationship with it. So let's use a family as an example. Let's say that you wrote down, I can't pivot from one career to another because I have a family. Okay. So if you use that as an example for why you can't, that's a very legitimate reason as to say that you have responsibility. Okay. So what that leaves a person saying is, well, I can't pivot because I've got this family that I have to take care of. And then you stay in that loophole over and over and over, that round and round and round and round. I can't because of the family. Versus changing the relationship that you have with that dynamic, and you say something to the effect of, I accept the fact that I have a family, and I also accept the fact that I want to pivot. So rather than say, I can't pivot because I have a family, how can I begin to look at this differently? And how can I reroute my relationship with my family such that they're actually supporting me make this pivot versus being a resistance around me pivoting. Do you see the difference there? Do you see what opens up? A whole host of things open up versus the other way around, which is just spinning, I can't. A whole host of things. Now, here's the other thing I want to tell you, is that the dynamic that I just shared, that like unwinding of yourself, if you can do that on your own, naturally, God bless you. That's wonderful. Many people cannot. And that's why I encourage you to invest in yourself, to get a coach to help you unwind. There are people such as myself who are highly trained, proficient, qualified, have created these fantastic programs and processes, such as myself in the Quantum Leap framework and Get to Clarity and all these wonderful things I've created to support you unwind all that narrative. Okay, and here's the last point that I want to make. And it is, take any person that you admire. And really, I want to make this very clear. It's actually, think of any famous person. I want to think very specifically around fame. Famous person. Because today, this is why today was very interesting as well. Today I posted around Serena. I celebrated her as Inspires Woman Crush Wednesday at Black History Month specifically with Serena, because she's so amazing. And she has shared her feelings around impostorism, which 70% of all adults say that they have experienced. Okay, so anyway, she is famous, and she is someone that I admire, and this is the point. So bring someone to mind that's famous. Oprah, Serena, Beyonce, Michelle Obama. I mean, could go on and on and on. And I want you to think about their staff. Now, many of these people on their staff are not step and fetch it people. I mean, a lot of people like go get things for them. But many people on their staff are their coaches. Okay, understand that. Understand that all of them, it could be called a dance coach. It could be called a tennis coach. It could be called a speech coach, a singing coach, a dressing coach. These women have coaches. Now, these coaches, they don't tell them what to do. I can't tell my clients what to do, but what I do is I impart on and in each of them everything that I can around what it means to support them transform the way that they think about themselves, get their energy flowing so that they can be kinder, more loving, more gracious to themselves, and create the lives that they want. Okay, so if my thing were dressing, then that would be my magic and my brilliance. And then my clients would be able to like, voila, look amazing, right? Not because they do what I tell them, but because they're like taking those things and making it their own. So I want you to think about that. Do you have coaches in your life? And I don't mean your girlfriends, although I do coach many of my girlfriends. I love my girlfriends. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like Sunday brunch, like girl, go get them, you know. No. I'm talking about investing in yourself. Somebody who has trained to support you be a better you. Do you have that in your life? Do you have multiple of them in your life? If you don't, I highly suggest that you look at famous people and think about the fact that like they have this. They have it. Now, the difference between them and you could easily say, well, they're famous, of course, like they can afford that. And I also want to tell you this, if you know me personally, if you know me personally, like if we run in the same group, you can afford me. If we run in the same group, you can afford me, you can afford a coach. You can afford multiple coaches. And I want to help you reshift and think about building your brilliance team, about you having people who are on your team that you invest in yourself by having them on your team that help you be the best you. So that's my day's worth of thinking and of musing and pontificating on all things transformative, mindset, healing, energy, moving forward. It's been so fun to connect with you on this late night. All right. Love and light to you. I do hope to see you in the inner circle. I do hope to see you in private coaching. I do hope to see you in person sometime. So take care. Have a good night. Bye for now.